Hello, it's CJ Miller. I'm down near the riverfront taking a walk. The city uh, is getting ready for Halloween, and yeah, it's really great. It's a lovely 65 degrees out, but it feels lovely after the heat of the summer. So I'm uh, really, really feeling grateful about that. Um, so we're in Shreveport, Louisiana. I'm downtown across the Red River from beautiful Bossier City, Louisiana. Do want to invite everybody to come check us out if you're passing through. And so if you need a vacation, great vacation spot. So, and I've taken this walk several times. In towards the end of November, going into December, all this is going to be lit with Christmas lights, and it's really nice. They do a pretty good job down here of setting this up. And it's a little different each year, so it's not like you come down and see the exact same displays. You see some of the same displays, but they do things a little bit different each year. So I'm excited to see what they'll be doing. What am I gonna do? I think I'm gonna go ahead and walk through the little trees. There's a memorial to police officers who have been shot in the line of duty and things like that. So, not to be morose, it's just on my path. Uh, well, actually, first I'll come up here. I like this spot too. Uh, Sometimes this is lit with LED display lights. This little uh, half round gazebo thing. Uh, there's something being talked about. I don't know if they're doing a news report or something, but yeah. Uh, I love the way this looks. The fountain, and then how it kind of flows right before the river walk. And I'll take a little walk around down here. It does feel a little bit cooler near the river, but not cold, not it's brisk and refreshing, and I love it. And getting out and getting a walk on is really good exercise. And I live on the other end of downtown, so this is good. This is uh, it's great. Let's see. I'm wearing dark glasses, but it's getting dark, so I really have to be careful where I sit, because who wears dark glasses at night? Me. Oh yeah, it was somebody. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and shimmy on up on this. Can I do it with one hand? No. I'm not. I could, but also, why? I could just come step up here. There we go. And so when I walk by the people, and I guess I'll kind of be a little quiet as to not mess up whatever they want to do. But I want to check out this bridge. These colors, kind of pepperminty. I don't know what the theme is, but it certainly looks a little pepperminty. It's a little different. They do different patterns on the bridge every month or so. At some point, they were doing First Friday pattern reveals to the bridge with food trucks and everything. I don't know if they're still doing that. I actually was going to come down and actually never got around to it. It ended up just being busy. So there are some things coming up that I want to do. We have an outdoor showing right now at the Robinson Film Center. They're doing a showing of Rocky Horror Picture Show. We love that, especially since there's a revival of it, I think, I think it's in Europe. Oh no, we can't walk up there. They're doing something. Maybe if we kind of kept quiet and walk down. They do different things. Uh, there's an event going on in town called Prize Fest, and what they do with Prize Fest is they award uh, the best in local fashion, the best in local cuisine. Uh, where's my generator? The best in local comedy. They do the best in local cinema, short film, and I suppose any sort of feature film. That's why everybody's got their little cameras out and they're talking. I don't want to disturb. I didn't buy tickets because, and you buy tickets, you can go to all the events and everything. But it didn't fit into the budget this year. But there is always something going on in Shreveport, and I love to support the arts. If you are, how can I've said this before, a patriot to the arts. An investment in the arts is an investment in yourself, you know. So that's a solid belief that I've held to for a long time. Okay, so but yeah, I'm gonna move away. Maybe I'll move on the other side of the aquarium here. I just didn't want to disrupt what's going on. In a little bit, like sometime I'll take a walk, and they'll be doing on Texas Street. They'll have it blocked off in front of Robinson, and they'll be doing local prizes there, you know, for film that have played there and everything. So they've even got a little award show there sometimes called the Robbies. It's the Robinson Film Center. So when you say I was robbed, it's a good thing, right? If you win that award. But anyway, but they're doing Rocky Horror down there, Rocky Horror Picture Show. And then what we will be doing, my sister and I, they're doing at, I think it's Norton's Art Gallery, or one of the, over by the Centenary College in Highland. Centenary, by the way, is one of the top-rated small liberal arts colleges in the country. But I think they changed from liberal arts, and I think they were going to the more academic side of things. But it's been a while. I used to know some professors, you know, back when I was younger, and I don't know if fetching is the word I'd want to use, but because I was not in the game to be, you know, fetched, but some people thought so. But yeah. Okay, so now we're getting some movement. I love this. Anyway, I knew some people at Centenary, you know, and so they were thinking of going to on the more academic side of things. But anyway, at the Norton Art Gallery, they're going to be doing an outdoor showing of Rocky Horror Picture Show. I think on the 27th, and I'm going with my sister. We're going to take blankets and chairs and everything like that, and there'll be food trucks, and we'll be kind of a picnicky kind of thing or whatever, you know, take food in our baskets and everything. One of the things, you know, a few years ago, I wasn't doing a YouTube channel at the time. I was still doing Facebook, so I didn't keep any of the pictures or photos or anything like that, but I did shadow casting, and I did it one time, and I found out I don't like shadow casting, but I shadow casted as Riff Raff at a showing of Rocky Horror, which I'm not tall enough for the part, but I certainly have that receding hairline down, so throw on a nice vest and get a little morose, and I can do it well, you know. I can do the voice, you know, the Richard O'Brien voice. But anyway, as Riff Raff. But yeah, we're gonna go, and that's gonna be fun. And I'm not gonna spend too much time down by the river, obviously, because all the activities going on down there, and it's like, I didn't buy tickets, and so I don't like I don't like crashing, but but I definitely do want to support everything that's going on. So before the COVID the COVID, before the rid or whatever, all of these spots down here were open and they were filled. Right across the way here, we had a coffee shop. Uh, this was an art gallery. Uh, Appliques was down here, and Appliques is still open. It's just at the other end of Texas Street. Uh, and a couple of different little bars, and then uh, across from this, there's Cohab had a lot of things. I think they actually still there's a shadow kitchen between the Cohab and the Generals, I think. But Nikki's was open, and of course Nikki's closed right around the time of the pandemic, and it was just I think they just went to a different location. But that's we have several Nikki's in Shreveport and Bossier, so uh, you know it used to be our regular routine thing. A small group of people would get together on Tuesdays and go down there, and it was like yay, So, uh, but seeing as how Generals is not open, I don't even know if they stayed open. There's lights on, but I mean, yeah, I don't know if they made it. I don't know, but a lot of this stuff just did. It was very vivacious and lively, and this part of it did not quite come back. I'm hoping for the future, but I know that the other end of Texas Street is really doing well. There's restaurants and clubs all up and down. Recently, they just had to enact a nighttime ordinance, after a certain hour, keep your outdoor decimals, or whatever it is, 80 decibels, I don't know. But yeah, just, that's the one thing that was going on when people were living nearby the clubs, because it is residential and business. They were blasting outdoors, and they would have people come outside and hang out. Yeah, it's everything that Commerce Street was going to be at one time. Sort of a red light district where you could take your cocktail and go from bar to bar to bar and have it be like a little strip of cocktails. And maybe that's something the city needs to think about bringing back. I don't know. But the little corners on Texas Street down here across the way, it wasn't such a hot idea. And some of the clubs, it's like, people also live here. So keep your nightclubs inside of the nightclubs. And so they're working on that. But yeah, it's yeah. Aside from that, if you viewed and you've taken this walk with me several times, this is one of my favorite restaurants. It's been here for over 30 years, the Blind Tiger. And they have this really great ginger remoulade. But they've also got a really great crab cake, and they've got a really good etouffee. And they still have all that crab meat at home. I'm not doing any cooking tonight, though. Just leftovers. But is it my time to walk? Maybe I'll walk across the street. I walk this way up, so I'll walk on the other side of the street. I'll walk back. Hey, how are you? So, and people love to wave and say hello when they're out on their walks. You never know, too, who you get. This is one of the places, Blind Tiger. It's been here so long, and it's a locally owned restaurant. We love to support locally owned business, as well as our franchises that come into town. And it's just it's kind of one of those, you don't know who you're going to be seated next to. It may be a person that is maybe pulling their last funds together to have a good meal in a while, sitting right next to someone who is very influential and affluent, it's uh, downtown royalty sitting right next to paupers because, we really are an open people downtown. There's another place over in Centenary, across from Centenary College, over in Highland, going into Broadmoor, and it's been there for a long time. It is Strawn's, and it's been given many write-ups and accolades, especially for their pies. I mean, people love a good strawberry pie, and they're just like, okay, here you go, and I love it because they do not skimp on the whipped cream in their pies, even though I don't really eat the desserts like I should. I should stay away from desserts. So most of the time when I'm there, I do stay away from desserts. But that's one of the places you'll go there, and you might be sitting next to an acolyte, or you might be sitting next to someone who has pulled together about 12 or 13 bucks to go in and have a burger and a piece of pie or something. You don't really know, and everything in between. And it's really open and friendly that way. And we have another place that I love that is on the other side of Highland on Fairfield. Now this place has been around since I was a toddler, since I was forming thoughts and putting them in my head. And it's the Cotton Bowl Grill. And it used to be located on Southern Avenue, and then there was a bit of revision in the roads, and when they did that, the Cotton Bowl moved across the current state building on Fairfield, the Cotton Bowl, and it has changed owners a time or two, but it's been consistent. And that is one of those places where you can go there and get that blue plate lunch. You can get the pork chop and the mashed potato with the corn or okra, and then a side salad or something like that for about $8 or $9. And 8 or 9, not 89, but 8 or 9. It's a really great place, and it's a good location. Now we are working on one of the buildings down here to rebuild it and refurbish it and centralize the buildings, the state building business. And so the state building is going to be moving downtown, which actually makes sense because right now, say if I have business at the state building, but at the same time I need to get other stuff, like I can come to the courthouse and get a birth certificate and then take it back and forth to the courthouse. I can get the birth certificate same day or whatever, that kind of stuff. Well, having these things be within a few blocks of each other makes more sense than having them be within, say, a mile of each other, so just for the pure simplicity of it, the ease of access. So that's going to be good. It's actually going to be the new location, and it's in its existing building. It used to be a government building, a federal government building, and they're repurposing it into the state building. And it was, of course, it's wonderful architecture, and they're revitalizing it. And there's been some artist renderings online that, oh my God, this is going to look like the Jetsons building. I'm sure they're going to tone it down from that, but it's going to be wonderful. This library is going to be reopening soon. They've been working on fixing that up since it closed during the pandemic. Okay. There's always live entertainment going on here during the weekends, And so, to be honest with you, if I did everything I don't have enough money to do everything that I'd want to do, and a lot of stuff does not cost that much, you know. Go in and pay like a small cover and then maybe buy my soda or something like that. And usually, most of the places, if you have a soda, you just buy the soda once and then they'll give you the refills throughout or something like that. But uh, especially if you're with other people and they're having cocktail, they don't worry about charging for the soda. But the main thing is just, you know, there's so many things. And the fall, especially, we just had the Red River Revel. Uh, and oh my God, you know what else we have coming up? I think the state fair. And the state fair takes place on the state fairgrounds. And I like to go during the day when they do that. That's going to be coming up soon. So, uh, you know, that's always a fun time. When I was a kid, I used to go and I would only ride some of the smaller rides and I wouldn't do the big rides. And then when I got a little older, I would do like the occasional Ferris wheel or that pirate ship thing that swings you back and forth like a pendulum or whatever. I don't like a lot of that kind of stuff though. And so now I'm old enough I can like justify, hey, I don't want to go, you know, on the rides or whatever. I'm, you know, that's for kids, you know. I could pull the old man card, but I love to go and have, you know, sample the different foods. And of course, state fairs always were about agriculturalists coming together, you know, selling the hog or the new inventions or whatever. And so that was kind of cool. I remember being a kid and we had a talking Coke machine. It was an automated, it was a talking, like now we can't stand when things are automated, you know, voice, stuff like that on the phone. But back in the day, and it was like, yes, for a 50-cent can of soda, typically, machines, you could get a soda for about 50 cents back then. We'd put $2 into this Coke machine so it could say, thank you, please make your selection. And then we'd make the selection and it'd give us a soda and it would say, thank you. And please come back again or something like that, you know. And I mean, this was way back when ATMs were very new, you know, the, what are they, automated teller machines. That's what ATM means, I think. It's been so long. Here's one now. As a matter of fact, the concept is so antiquated that most people do banking on their phone now. So, okay, so I'm back at the end of Texas Street, and I've kind of talked up this video a little bit. I'm enjoying it. Listen, I want to, just as I get past this tree, creep up a little bit. In this building across the street here, there's a TV on monitor, and you can see where a lot of businesses are down here, but people also live in these buildings too. Right across the street. So that is where my friend, they have their shop, Appliques, over here. But this is used to be the Sears building down here, and then there was all these used to be department stores, you know. Woolworths was down here. There was a McDonald's that my sister and I used to love to come here when we were a kid, because we just thought it was a kick that it was a McDonald's with 2 stories, you know. Not 2 tales to tell, but 2 stories that we could choose, that we'd go upstairs and eat at the top level of McDonald's. And then, of course, I went to New Orleans as a young adult, and there's a McDonald's there that has 3 stories, and then on the other side of Canal Street, there's one that's like basically takes up a whole block. So, you know, like you go in on one side and come out on the other side and be on a whole different street, a whole different block or whatever. So it's amazing. And then, of course, musicians, they're gathering up there. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, anyway, I've stalked my city enough for tonight. Let me go ahead and say, I wish you peace, love, and light. Good night.